All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Kansas City Oasis. If you have not been here before, you are in for a treat today. If you have been here before, you're still in for a treat. I am Nikki Actipis. I will be your MC for today. And just up front, we did have a little bit of a schedule change. Candace will be coming on August 15th. So instead this morning, we have some religious trivia going on, which I will introduce everybody here in a second. So like I said, this is Kansas City Oasis. If you are familiar with us, you've heard these core values a million times. You're going to hear them again. If you are new with us, you're probably hearing them for the first time, which is great. So we have 5 core values here at Kansas City Oasis, and they are: people are more important than beliefs, reality is known through reason, human hands solve human problems, meaning comes from making a difference, and be accepting and be accepted. So we try to invite folks every week that embody one or all of those, and I think we've got a good group today. So this morning we have our music. We have Danno and Erin Sullivan as our music. We have our very own Jeremy as our community moment. And we have Barbara Williams, or better known as Janie Miller, as our trivia master, quiz master this morning. And she will be on later. Well, she's on somewhere now, but is ignoring all of us. And also, please excuse me, my office is not set up yet. So I'm sitting on the floor in my house. And it's looking like a weird frat bro. So please excuse me for all of that. So without further ado, and without embarrassing myself further, I'm going to introduce our musical guest, and I'm going to spotlight all of you. And good morning. Whenever you are ready, we are good to go.
Good morning.
There we go. Thank you, Nikki. And hello, KC Oasis. I'm from Kansas City back in the olden days, but we're broadcasting to you live this morning from almost Boston, Massachusetts. So this is Erin Sullivan. My name's Danno Sullivan. And I think we have to say hello to Umkc Mustard, who may be responsible for us being here today and is one of my oldest friends in the whole world. So a real treat to be here with you. We play music of all kinds in the Boston ukulele scene. I'm kind of a ukulele kingpin, which is a pretty important position, believe me. And we weren't quite sure what we were getting ourselves into today, but we've pulled some songs that we thought would be appropriate sort of for the season and for the recent history that we've all been through together. Of the 4 songs we have scheduled for you today, 3 are songs that Erin has written in recent times. And the first one is one that neither of us has written, but Ray Davies from the Kinks did. And considering how hard the last year or two have been in many ways, I think Ray Davies' philosophy is a pretty good one for us to take on, at least for a little while. You'll catch on in a second. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm sophisticated 'cause I live my life like a good homo sapien. But all around me everybody's multiplying and they're walking around like flies, man. So I'm no better than the animals who're sitting in the cages in the zoo, man. 'Cause compared to the flowers and the birds and the trees, I am an ape man. Oh, I'm an ape man, I'm an ape man. Well, I'm an ape man. Well, I'm a King Kong man, I'm a voodoo man, yeah, I'm an ape man. 'Cause compared to the flowers that sit in the sky, compared to the clouds as they roll by, compared to the bugs and the spiders and flies, I am an ape man. I think I'm so educated and I'm so civilized, 'cause I'm a strict vegetarian. But with the overpopulation and inflation and starvation and the crazy politicians, I don't feel safe in this world no more. I don't want to die in a nuclear war. I want to sail away to a distant shore and make like an ape man. Oh, I'm an ape man, I'm an ape man. Well, I'm an ape man. Well, I'm a King Kong man, I'm a voodoo man. Yeah, I'm an ape man. 'Cause I'll be your Tarzan, you'll be my Jane. You'll keep me warm and I'll keep you sane. We'll live in the trees and eat fruit all day and make like an ape man. There we go.
That's the first one.
That's our little introduction to the musical stylings of Danno
And Erin.
and Erin. So as I mentioned, we have a few songs that Erin herself has written, and this is one of those. Erin?
Yeah, so I'm just going to keep it short and say that if you ask me what we've been doing for the past 16 months here in Massachusetts, this song tells you all about it.
Tells you about our personal history, but it's also very good advice if you ask me.
Ready? Would you like to have a haircut in the kitchen? And then we'll have a cup of tea. I can tell you how there's nothing new with you, and the same old nothing's new with me. We'll gaze out and get out the laundry and the dishes and plan our next trip to the store. And I'll remember to buy olives and cannellini and the garlic you adore. Even a dumb day with you still seems like a fun day. Ain't nobody better to get me through this lousy month of Sundays. Get out the bass, Danno.
I'm gonna get you through it, baby. I'm gonna get you through it.
Would you like to take a meeting on the back porch, and then we'll have a cup of joe? I'll take notes for future reference and make a slide deck, and you can be the CEO. After lunch you'll want more coffee, and I'll get sleepy, but I'll resist the urge to doze, and I'll diligently catch up on all my correspondence until my motivation slows. Even a dumb day with you still seems like a fun day. Ain't nobody better to get me through this lousy month of Sundays. Would you like to have some cocktails and some dinner? Waiter service starts at 5. The one advantage is the bedroom's a little closer, and we won't have to drive. We'll share the final Girl Scout cookie and close the curtains and take the dogs out for a walk, and then we'll don our flannel jammies and watch a movie and be asleep by 10 o'clock. Even a dumb day with you still seems like a fun day. Ain't nobody better to get me through this lousy month of Sundays. All the dumb days with you still seem like the fun days. Ain't no better buddy to get me through this lousy month of Sundays.
Here we go.
That's
Based
it.
on a true story, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
So there's a couple of songs for you to mull over during religious trivia.
Well, thank you so much. And yeah, I feel like that's been the last year and a half, almost. Well, I don't want to say 2 years yet. It's not been 2 years, but yeah, that summarizes the whole situation. Well, thank you so much for playing us in this morning, and we will see you after our coffee break. And I know I look forward to it, and I saw all kinds of like little hearts and emojis happening, which is weird to have to, gauge performance on, but it's the age we live in, right? So thank you again. We will see you soon, and we are going to swap over to our community moment here. So like I said, we have our very own Jeremy with us this morning, and let me add the spotlight before I forget. And so Jeremy says that his 3 words or 3 descriptors are volatile and possibly contagious. And his warning label is put your mask back on. And I'm going to add to that, or so help me, if that is apt in that situation. So Jeremy, go ahead, take it away. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing what you got to say this morning.
Thank you, Nikki. Yeah, it's nice to see everyone again. I'm sorry I've been lurking at the last few Oasis meetings because my wife and I, if you don't know, we're in the process of moving to our new house in Shawnee. So actually right after our meeting today, we'll be moving more things from Prairie Village to Shawnee. So yeah, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about this fundraising campaign that I've been working on. Let me get my screen up here. All right. All right, so let's see. Yeah, so if you may have noticed on our Facebook group, I put up a fundraising thing maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago, I think, 2 weeks ago, to help out a community in Princeton, Missouri. So I wanted to give a little background and tell you a little bit more about that. And there's been developments since I was last there. All right, so I'm hoping I changed my slides to just PowerPoint because I was using Google Slides and that didn't work well. It didn't move forward. So a little bit about myself. So I'm the director of the Applied Language Institute at Umkc, which means I'm in charge of making sure all the new international students have their English levels at where they should be before they are full students in Umkc. All right, and another part of this introduction is the community service that I'm thinking of doing for Princeton, Missouri was also inspired a lot from just being a part of Oasis. So I'd like to thank you for that spirit, if that's the word I can use. All right, let me advance to the next screen. All right, so hopefully you can see the next screen. So when I came to Umkc, I just came to Umkc 6 months before the pandemic. So what I think about Kansas City, what I think about Umkc is basically pandemic version. So I don't really know if there was a KC before the pandemic. But before all the pandemic and stuff, I wanted to expand my department and to help more with the community. We've traditionally just been helping international students in our little bubble, you know, so we can kind of be in our own world, thinking of all these international students who come to Kansas City, who come to Umkc, helping them with English, even though there's lots of people in Kansas City and Kansas and Missouri that need English language skills as well. And I don't know if you're familiar with higher education. Sometimes people in my position can be a little, yeah, I don't know, vain, or saying, oh, we only, because most of the international students we get are wealthier, so we can like, oh, they bring in a lot of money, so we can be just like, we are the Lexus of English programs. You know, if you want English from us, you have to pay us, you know, more than, you know, regular UMKC students do. You know, tuition for international students is much higher. But no, I don't like that, and that model is not working anyway for most programs. And yeah, I do want to reach out to the community. So we're not the only ones. So if there are English learners in Kansas City, there are lots of courses available, and most of them are free. So public school systems, of course, offer English language courses to kids, young ones, and adults can get English language courses at community colleges, sometimes free, sometimes they have to pay. I'm not too familiar with community colleges in this area, but There are some grant-funded programs for like migrants and refugees. But if you want English for, you know, to be a full-time community college student, or for your job, I think you probably have to pay for that. Public libraries also offer English language courses. I know the Casey Public Library does this. We've been in communication with them. It's more like in a tutoring type of session. And then workplaces also can provide English language courses. And I'm not too familiar yet. I'm still new to Kansas City. I think Cerner probably offers English to their, I don't know how many of their employees don't speak English that well. But you know, the huge employers usually have their own English language courses that they provide, or they contract third-party groups. Not us though. I mean, we'd like to be part of that to help with English language courses. So I'm segueing here with workplaces. So I want to offer, there's a need in Princeton, Missouri, and there's a workplace there called Smithfield. I don't know if you know about Smithfield. I just looked them up, and I've been working, I know about them, but they're really into pork. So if you like your pork products, Smithfield is one of the largest employers turning pigs into food in Missouri. I'm sorry, I know, probably making it hard for vegans and vegetarians to listen to this, but that's what Smithfield's business is all about. And so Smithfield is helping Feed America Pork, and it's also helping bringing jobs to this small town in Princeton, Missouri. I don't know how many of you have been to Princeton, but it's a small town. I just went there last week. Yeah, so Smithfield brought in bringing lots of jobs to a lot of people in the small town of Princeton, and within the last couple of years, there's been, I think they brought 200 Spanish speakers. Most of them, or all of them, I didn't check their visa statuses, but they're all in here legally. I've talked to their visa person, actually, telling them how much of a hard work that is. Some of them here are citizens, some of them here are on different types of visas, and most of them, their English is not that great. So they reached out to me and my partner program in the system, Alianzas. So I think that's where I'm going to go to next. Yeah, so I'm working with the MU Extension program, which services the entire state of Missouri, and they're not loyal to just Mizzou, Columbia. They're loyal to all MU universities. So if you don't know them, they're Mizzou, Umkc, UMSL, which is in St. Louis, and then MU Science and Technology, which is in Rolla. So I worked with Alianzas, and Alianzas is here based in Kansas City. So we are a nice team that help Umkc and Alianzas reach out to the Latino community. And the first one, he thought it was in Princeton. And this is our fundraising website, and you can still provide money, but I want to give you an update because there's been a pause in what's going on with this project. So what we're wanting to do is help deliver, give English courses and English services to the community there that doesn't know English that well. And we already know Smithfield offers English for their employees, but not to the community. But when I went there last week, and this is a photo of me and my colleagues. So you can see on the back left is Gerardo, who we both commuted from Kansas City to Princeton a couple days ago. And we met Marvin, who is in charge of all the visas, and he's also in charge of the English language services. He works in kind of a HR for Smithfield. And then there's Micah, who's behind me there, and MU Extension, and then there's me. So when we met them just recently on Thursday, Marvin let us know that his program is actually available to the community. They just don't they don't come. So that's a little snag. That's the biggest development here is that because we're looking for fundraising to pilot a program to eventually get a grant. And this grant is already, Smithfield already has a grant that's open to the community. So this put a snag in our goals because I don't think the state of Missouri is going to give 2 grants to the same community. So that's one thing we have to look into. But what I do know is through Micah and Gerardo is that there is a community there. The spouses and families still attend kind of off the cuff, not what, just they're having English courses, but no one there is trained to teach English. They're just the Chamber of Commerce, you know, has volunteers to teach English there, and they would really like someone to help them out there. And I think it's, I have to find out why they're not going to they can go to the Smithfield's one, but they don't want to. It's just more, they want more community based, and they don't want to have to go into the, you know, the pork processing facilities to learn English. So I'm thinking that's one reason. Yeah. So, but they still want us. They still want Alianzas and my department there to provide English to the community. So we have to work that out before we move any further. So yeah, so the new developments, Smithfield's English courses are open to the community. They're just not going. And so Princeton's Latino population still needs English, and they would like it to be more of a you know, a curriculum there instead of someone just deciding what they're going to learn in English for the day. Right now they learn English once a week for an hour, which is not enough, I think, to really get into what the community, to interact with the community. So both Princeton and Smithfield want help and support from the ALI, my department. So we're just trying to find out the best way to do this. And so Smithfield has this grant. We can work around that grant. We can work with that grant. I'm looking into that now. And the city of Princeton does have a little revenue, and then part of their, what do you call it? I can't remember. The recreational tax can go into this. So if we want to have an event with English skills, we can do that as well. So my main goal here was to help, you know, pitch this for fundraising, but unfortunately I have to say, I mean, you can do it, and we still may have something going, but right now we have to reconfigure this. We will still need this. So we will still need some money to help support them, but we may not need as much money as we thought. So that's kind of what I'm saying. Hold off for right now. So the last thing I wanted to share before I finish is, this is the last slide, is seeing the Oasis philosophy in Mercer County. So if you're not familiar with Mercer County, it's Trump country up there. You know, we passed through a lot of Trump signs, Penn signs, Trump, you know, and so, you know, well, I think with how the U.S. is right now, we're all in our bubbles. You know, there's the fortunate few that can live in both and tolerably, but either we're in this, you know, pro-Trump bubble or in this, I would say, anti-Trump bubble. There's not many neutral Trump bubbles, I don't think. So, but I didn't try to think too much about it. So when we were at this restaurant, when I went into this restaurant, there's only one restaurant in Princeton, and we go in there, and right in the window is a, you know, this is a business that's pro-Trump and Pence. So, but fortunately, I'm a white male. I could fit in, no problem. And I didn't realize until the end, but the owner of the restaurant was in the with us right there in the table next to us, and she was eavesdropping in our entire conversation about helping the Latino population. But I didn't know at the time she was the owner, but she was like supportive. She was talking to the MU extension person a lot, wanting to know what was going on. I just thought it was kind of odd. She didn't want to join our table, but she was just really interested and supportive. So I was kind of touched that she was, you know, she wanted this, you know, the community, she wanted the Latino community to get their English there, their English services there. So I found that, it didn't matter. I just think, oh, Trump people don't want, they don't want any more, Mexicans, their definition of Mexicans in this country. But I saw that they wanted them there. So I said, this is people are more important than beliefs. So I just thought that was very touching. And then, of course, human hands solve human problems. What I've learned about Princeton with the MU Extension is it's one of the few communities that works well with bringing in help from Missouri, Mizzou, and other universities to help solve their community problems. So that's from now how we're all in our bubbles. It's just having liberals and conservatives working together to solve this problem. It's working well in Princeton. So meaning comes from making a difference. We're both working together to help this Latino community, and of course we're accepting. We knew where we stood with our table. We were talking a lot about like liberal ideals, and it didn't bother them, and we weren't bothered by them at that time. So we've had a feeling of being accepting and being accepted during this conversation. So I'm hoping this continues, and we can have something going on. And I'll have to update the Oasis later once we know what's developing in Princeton. So that's all I had to say. So thank you for your time.
Well, first off, thank you so much for sharing that. And if folks can give like the little emoji, clap emoji, or like silent applause, that would be awesome. Because what you were talking about is very close to my heart as well. As somebody who teaches in KCK, we have a large refugee population, and a lot of our kids come to us as emerging language learners. So what you are doing at the upper level is awesome, because it gives me hope that my kids will get that experience eventually, because we've got all kinds of other stuff going on. But anyways, so my question for you is, well, I think Jason said something in the chat about that he wouldn't want to go into a pork processing plant to learn something. Have you ever smelled a place like that? Eek. Are there other spots where folks can gather for their English lessons, or how does that work out?
Well, in Princeton, the MU Extension has classes there. Well, they're hosting it, but they're not teaching it. They're just hosting classes, and that's where the Princeton County Fair is, their county fair building. So, and I think they have a library, but I don't know, they don't offer English courses there. So that's their only choice. And if the ALI is there, we would be offering it in the State Fair building as well. But I've been to, my father is a butcher, so I've been around lots of smells, pre and post animal. And yeah, Princeton did not smell like a pork processing place. I've actually, last October, my family and I drove down to Southwest Missouri, for Halloween, and woof, yeah, lots of processing plants down there. We had to drive through an hour of that smell. So couldn't smell that in Princeton, so they contained it well.
Well, that is good to hear. So that's not hopefully deterring too many people from getting their English lessons. And I guess one final question from me would be, what, in your opinion, deters individuals from going to getting these classes, or what inspires them to, and how can we as a community be more supportive on top of donating money to programs like this?
Yeah, I think what I'm learning, there's some stigma. You have to be accepted by the community to have these English courses being successful. So my problem is that we're based in Kansas City, and Princeton's 2 hours away, so we can't. I actually thought we had a bit of a struggle to get this going, but we do have trust the mayor's office supports us, and the Chamber of Commerce does, Smithfield does. But when I went there, I didn't meet any of these, potential students, or I didn't meet the community, and I still need to do that. But I think right now that someone from the Chamber of Commerce is volunteering these classes, and I think that would be no problem, to have a segue of that working. Yeah, and yeah, to get involved, I mean, I would just say you don't have to get involved in the Princeton community. They're a bit far for most of us. But just reaching out to, the Latino communities. I know there's some, I'm working with Alianzas, and there are some much closer to us. And of course, KCK, there's a huge program. And I think KCC, the community college there, does a great service there. In Kansas City, I think the community colleges do a great job. The problem, and I have a professional reason, we have UMKC used to have a strong connection to Penn Valley. Penn Valley's English program changed recently. So they do offer classes, but they're just not intensive anymore. So if the community wants to learn English, they can at the same pace as just think if you're a first year student at a community college, you're just gonna have a class 3 hours a week, and that may be not enough for some. They want intensive courses, and we're trying to fill that gap. And right now we're too pricey. So we're trying to find a way to do that. But yeah, I think immersing yourself in the community, knowing what they need, and that's, I'm doing that right now. I'm new to Kansas City, so yeah.
Well, I think for somebody that's new to Kansas City, you are doing an excellent job. And I personally can't wait to hear more. So I hope you come back in a few months and give us an update on what's happening. Because I want to ask more questions. And two, I want to see if I can get some of my students, my high school students, involved, because yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And well, so thank you so much again. And feel free to share in our private Oasis group any more information that you have. I know I would like to see more of it. I'm pretty sure we have other folks that would like to see more as well. So thank you, Jeremy. Certainly. And with that, so that was our community moment. Somebody that's part of our community. If you would like to be a community moment, either talking about one of your passions, or, a fun vacation story, or an actor that you really love, please reach out to our leadership team, more specifically, Mark Dixon. If you can't get a hold of him, find one of the rest of us and we will help you out. We would love to hear from you. So now we are going to head into our breakout rooms. And our breakout rooms, if you are new to this, are about 10 minutes long. You will get chat rouletted into a breakout room, so there's no knowing where you're going. But keep it PG, and we will be back here in 10 minutes.
I do not think that we went into a breakout room.
All right. So it looks like everybody has made it back to us. Welcome back. Hope you had a productive conversation or a not so productive conversation where maybe you just all stared blankly at each other and made awkward internet eye contact. So without further ado, I would like to reintroduce our musical guests, Danno and Erin, and I'm going to just replace Spotlight, and there you go. Oh, we got a third person now.
Welcome back. This is superstar California musician Emma Sullivan, who just happened to be passing by as we were preparing a next song for you all today.
All right, should we do it?
Anything you'd like to say about this?
I would like to say that this song is off my new album called We Can Hear Each Other, which you can find on your favorite streaming platforms.
Oh, let me interject if I may.
You may.
We checked the comments while you all were busy being serious and smart. We were scamming through the chat area looking for comments about ourselves. Somebody asked about our Venmo and PayPal for donations, and that's very nice, but absolutely not needed. But we will share with you the links to some various websites. Erin's website where her CD is available. And I think it was Nikki who asked about the Boston ukulele scene. So there's a link there that will lead you to our online ukulele meetups. And all are welcome.
All right, here we go. Spring Come Running. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a little spring outside my door. Love to watch it run, so clean, so neat. Once we walked its banks, through stones in the water, and it fed me the bitter along with the sweet. It's a different kind of spring when it comes to the summer. Dust-dried beds in the heat of humming. Now I'm waiting on the bank for the rains of September, for the skies to open and spring come a-running. Found a little shoot in the corner of my garden, sharp green leaves ready to grow. Such an early riser, stopped in her tracks by an April snow. It's a brave kind of bloom, holds her ground in the winter. I see cold on her face a sunning, both waiting on a change. Signs of a thaw for the earth to open, and spring come a-running. Got a little chair beneath my window where I can watch the cars go up and down the hill. But the road's gone dark, traveled just by shadows, while I'm wishing I'd watching through nights so still. It's a steady kind of soul, knows the tide's still a-turning, holds on tight, though she knows what's coming. So now I'm waiting on the dawn till we round the corner, and our hearts can open, the spring come a-running. Just waiting on the dawn till we round the corner, and our hearts can open, the spring come a-running, spring come a-running, spring come a-running.
That was awesome. So if you can't see, we've got a whole bunch of little clap emojis and hearts
Yay.
Yay.
because this is the internet, and that's how this works. Also, thank you, Emma, for jumping in
You
with.
get a lot for your money here.
There we go. The three for one deal, right? So we will hear you folks at the end of our program, and I'm going to check out that link about the ukulele scene because I do enjoy ukuleles. I had a coworker once in work housing. She would practice like while everybody was trying to fall asleep, and it was the cutest thing ever. So anyways, that's probably too much about me. So thank you very much. We will see you again soon after our featured speaker.
Excellent. Thank you.
So without further ado, I would like to introduce our featured speaker / quizmaster for today, who graciously stepped in when Candace had to reschedule on us. So you may know her as Janie Miller on Facebook, or if you know her in real life, you might also know her as Barbara Williams, or if you're me, you might know her as Mom. And yeah, I don't know if you really, do you want any more of an introduction or what have you?
No, that sounds pretty good to me.
Okay, well then I'm gonna buzz myself off here.
So I have a group back home called Great Lakes Atheists that I founded, and it has almost 500 members. Now that I've moved away from Ohio, people keep joining and joining. So I know that's some kind of message to me and not a positive one. We had less than 100 before I left to Kansas City. So there you go. That says a lot. Not good, but that's all right. All right, so anyway, I made a trivia for them. I haven't used yet because we do stuff on Zoom once in a while because no one will step up and take the group. So anyway, I have trivia. I've got 3 rounds. Let me tell you what the rules or the points of interest are. You'll need a paper and pencil or pen, first of all. And let me tell you that only the answers that I have are the valid answers. So that means don't argue with me because it's not going to work. So my answers are the right answers, at least for this moment in time. All right. Try not to cheat. So don't Google things because the prize isn't that big. And, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if you win or lose. You will score your own answers. I'll give you the answer key at the end. You check your work. We trust you. I don't need to know that you didn't get any right. It's okay. It's okay. If you don't get any right ever on any round, it's okay. And I don't need to know. No shaming here. If there are several people who got the same amount of correct answers, and I mean, they're the top scorers, then we'll have a guess the number that I'm thinking of. Whoever comes closest without going over will win the prize. The prize is a $5 Amazon gift card, and I will need you can put your email in the chat if you're the winner, and you can put it in even if you're not, but I hope I don't get confused, right? So if you're the winner, put your email address in the chat, and maybe Nikki, you can write it down for me so I will get that gift card to you later in the day or shortly after this is all over with. All right, so this trivia is about religion, so I may mispronounce some words. I may insult some of you, but not on purpose. I'm very good at that. So let's go ahead and do round 1. Let's see here. I hope I have this all correct.
You tested it out earlier. Okay, there you go.
All right. Well, yeah, but that was earlier. So if you are participating, you are going to write down these answers. All right. All by yourself. All right. So there are 10 in each round. All right. Question 1 of round 1. He is the first man according to what religion? Geomart. So what religion claims him as the very first man? All right, we're going to move on here. Maybe. 2. Whom does the angel Moroni speak to about some gold plates? Number 3. Coatlicue was the goddess of earth according to the Aztecs. What was her skirt or necklace made out of? So you can take a guess as to what her skirt's made out of or what her necklace is made out of. Either one will get you that point. All right, number 4 has several answers and any of them will be right. According to Mark 16, verses 17, 18, in the King James Version, believers can do several things, just name one of them. And if I'm going too fast, someone's going to have to let Nikki know or somebody know. Number 5, whose mom dreamed that a white elephant pierced the right side of her body, and the next morning she found herself pregnant, and then 9 months later she gave birth. So whose mom was that? Number 6, according to a Sikh myth, what used to grow on coconut trees until they had to put a stop to it? Which I'm glad they did. Number 7, what religion stated that the world would end, be restored, and then inherited by Native Americans, including those who had already been dead? Okay, number 8, according to the Torah, how many days did God take to make the world? Number 9, through what did God speak to Moses in the desert? So by what means did God talk to Moses? And number 10, are Shinto priests and priestesses allowed to wed and have children? So that's a yes or a no. So you got a 50-50 chance of getting that right. Okay, are we ready for the answers here? Yes, no? You check your own answers and then we'll find out who's got the most correct. All right, we ready? All right, here are the answers. You check yours. And number 4, you only need one of those answers. And number 3, you only need one of those answers. Okay, does everyone have a score? Nikki, are we all good?
Yeah. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, so.
You can probably speed up going through the questions too a little bit.
All right, so now I've got to see how to here we go. To unshare, I can't seem to. Can you unshare me or not? Okay, so let's turn this off for a second here. All right, so did anyone have all 10? Nikki, you had all 10?
No.
Who's lying? Is that you lying?
Yes.
All right, who's got, anybody got 9, 8, 7, 8? All right, does anybody have 9? All right, it looks like Andy's got 8. It looks like Andy would be the winner unless someone speaks up now. All right, Andy, congratulations. He had 8 out of 10. So if you will put your email address in, oh, there it is. Nikki, can you get a hold of that email address so I can send him a prize? Nikki. All right, she's got it. All right. So we are going to move on. Congratulations to Andy. Let's see if someone can beat him or if he's going to be able to take another round. All right, so round 2, and let's see where it is. It is here. So this is, I gotta get this off of, how do I get this off of here, Nikki? I cannot remember how to get out to stop sharing.
How did you share? Hold on.
Well, I can easily share. It's the unshare thing is I'm having a problem with. Awesome. That's just kind of like magic. All right.
Hurry along now.
All right. So we'll have that problem again, I have to tell you, with the next one. All right. All right. So no, here it is again. I cannot unshare. I don't remember how to do this. Sorry, people. All right. We're going to try this one more time. Fingers crossed. No!
There you go.
All right. So, this note is not the one I want. I want this one. So, sorry, you guys. Attempt number 25. All right, so. Can you guys see this one?
Yes.
You can. Bravo. It's all accidental, you know. Okay, the same rules apply. And Nikki has said to speed it up. All right. All right, number 1, is Shinto a polytheistic or monotheistic religion? And if you don't agree with any of those 2 answers, well, just pick one. All right, number 2. How did the Indian Freedom Act of 1978 help the Native American church? All right, number 3. What book is viewed as Rastafarianism's primary scripture? Number 4, what religion's holy book contains the 8 "I'd really rather you didn't"? So what book is that? Number 5, in what religion do followers believe that the soul will go through 8,400,000 birth situations? All right. Am I not? All right. Number 6. I didn't skip one, did I? What religion believes that the soul will go through 5 body types as it goes through the cycles of rebirth? The body types are earth, water, fire, air, and vegetable, if that helps. Number 7, in the creation story of Bushango mythology, Numbambo vomited up blank last. Number 8, in ancient Greek mythology, what were the collective names of the children of Earth and Uranus, otherwise known in my 5th grade mind as Uranus? And number 9, this has a bonus in it. According to Greek mythology, who gave humans the gift of fire? And a bonus point is, who suffered more for humans, Jesus or the answer to number 9? According to me. And number 10, who was the first king of Rome? Was it Romulus or was it Remus? All right, the answers. And remember, there was a bonus. So check your answers. Okay, does anyone have 10? Nine, 8, you'll have, I can't. I can't hear. If you want to shout it out, put yourself, unmute yourself and tell me. All right.
It looks like it's Jeremy this time.
It's Jeremy. Okay. So if you, Jeremy, congratulations. If you'll put your email address in the chat, and Nikki will write that down, and I will get you a prize. Oh, Andy, thank you for that support. All right, so Jeremy is the winner. We've got time for one more round, do we not?
Yes, make it a speed round.
Well, speed round.
Go quicker.
All right. I'm not known for. All right. Okay. All right. So get off of there. All right. So. All right. Round 3, the final round. All right. Let's see what we can do here to speed things up. All right. Number 1, who is the first prophet according to Islam? Number 2, according to the Bible, how many people did Satan actually kill? Number 3, as a custom, how do some Jewish people respectfully spell the name God when writing? And it's just a custom, it's not anything they have to do. All right, number 4, what is the name of the creature that flew Muhammad to heaven? And that's a picture, a photograph of the creature right there. Number 5, what type of insect did John the Baptist eat while in the desert? Number 6, how many commandments does the Torah actually contain? All right. Originally, God told Muhammad that he wanted people to pray like how many times a day? Pick a number. It's a big number. All right, number 8, how many commandments are non-Jews required to follow according to Jewish beliefs? Number 9, what is the English name of the angel that visited Muhammad? And number 10, who wrote the Gospel of the Flying Spaghetti Monster? And then we have a bonus question at the end, so you could possibly get 11 points. All right, so the bonus. Who is the high priest of the Flying Spaghetti Monster? You know I was going to ask, didn't you? And if you get that wrong, I don't want to know. All right, so this is the final round. So I'm going to put up the answers. And there they are. And check your work. Get a total.
I was really hoping you weren't going to like put scorpions or something that he was eating in the desert, because I was going to tell you that's not an insect. So good thing that it was locusts.
But I didn't ask how he fixed them, so.
He was on that raw diet.
Fiber. All right, so does everyone have a total? I'm going to stop sharing now that I know how to do it. All right, we all good? Yes?
I would imagine so.
All right, let's find out here. All right, put your numbers in here or say it out loud. Anybody got all 10? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, 4. Anybody got more than 4? 4 may not be measly. 4. 4.
That last round was a tough
I got
round.
5.
Who's got 5?
Ron.
Ron's got 5. Anybody got more than 5?
Attaboy.
Is that it? All right, sounds like Ron's the winner. Last call. Any more than 5? All right, Ron, if you want to type in your email, Ron's the winner of the 3rd and final round. Congratulations.
It's not good for your spiritual development.
So as we were waiting on Ryan to get his email into the chat, first off, congratulations to everybody who played. And, you know, if you didn't get them all, that's cool. Because there's a lot of religious trivia out there. So while I have you here, first off, thank you for stepping in today. I fully appreciate it. I know that was super last minute. Secondly, what inspired this type of trivia? Because I know that you try to do trivia nights every once in a while for your group. Why religion this time around?
I don't know. I just pulled it out of my butt. I don't know. That's an honest answer.
That is an honest answer.
Rude, but honest. I just wanted to say it could have been like the solar system, as long as I could have said, you know, Uranus somewhere. So.
Okay. That's, you know, that tracks. So what else do you have going? So you said this group is back in Ohio, Great Lakes Atheist. Is there anything that you do in the Kansas City area support any other groups or do any other trivia nights for anybody else?
Well, I'm involved. I'm the vice chair of Equality Kansas Northeast, and we have a lobbyist in Topeka and who fights bad legislation that will harm LGBTQ people. So we have a lobbyist that does that and does quite a good job, Tom Witt. And if you're on the Kansas side of the universe, we need your support and we need your help. And that could be money or just calling your state reps or visiting them, like ambushing them like I like to do. So I've got that going on. I've also got Kansas City, Kansas Public Schools. That's where I work. That's where Nikki works. I just got on a cabinet of sexual orientation and gender expression. And so we're trying to make Kansas City, Kansas Public Schools a more inclusive space for employees And in addition to that, as a side note, we are also going to be helping students because that's important to the members of the cabinet as well, even though that's not our official thing to do. And so that's really important to me because I enjoy working with Kansas City, Kansas Public Schools, and I want them to always do better and be better. So Quality Kansas Northeast just did a fundraiser earlier in the summer to raise money for books for the teachers to have an inclusive library. And because teachers were saying that's important to us, it's important to look after our kids. And one way is to have books that are inclusive. And so we raised some money. We need a lot more money. We realize books are just more expensive than we ever thought. So we've written a grant. Hopefully we'll get that in next few weeks. We'll find out about that. But that was important to our teachers. So that's important to our cabinet. So what else am I doing? I'm sorry. Thank you for the time. This is an open invitation. If you're interested, get back to me on Facebook or by some means. But on September 24th of this year, I am organizing a trip to the state capitol in Topeka. Some reps there decided that was going to be a day of prayer at the Capitol building. And when they say day of prayer, they don't mean prayers from folks of their religious persuasion, which means Christian, their brand of Christianity. So I'm going to go up there and talk as an atheist, maybe give a talk about reason. And I've invited a local satanic group to come up and talk about the importance of separation of church and state. There may be some folks who say prayers from religions that are not Christian. So if anyone here would like to come with us, you're more than welcome. You're absolutely welcome. It'll be a fun day. I'm going to send out invitations to those reps that sponsored the bill. They're very narrow-minded sort of folks. They're not very inclusive folks. So we're going to make it more inclusive for them that day. They're going to just probably have a stroke or something because they're not expecting it. I applied for a table, and I just said I wanted to be part of the celebration, but they failed to ask me how I wanted to be part of this celebration. So please let me know if you want to come along and make that trip that day. It's going to be fun one way or the other.
And you said September 16th?
24th.
24th. Okay. September 24th. That is what day of the week?
That I don't know, but it's a work day for me. I'm just going to take the day off. It's during the week, of course. And it's like, I think from 10 to 1, I think I scheduled that. And you can come and go as you please. I'm going to have a table set up, and it would be also a good time to talk to your. It's Friday.
It's a Friday. That's excellent. Take a 3-day weekend. Go exercise your right to free speech.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can mingle with us, hang out with us, and you can go talk to your state reps, and it's an interesting thing to do. So.
Well, thank you for that plug. I hope folks reach out. I think I may or may not be going. I don't know how public I should be about that. Well, thank you for that, and thank you for that plug, and thank you for letting us know what you're up to, and also thank you for trivia. And you'll let us know if you have more trivia that's not the same. So if folks want to come join in with Great Lakes Atheists, they can. And thanks again for jumping in today. Because I was in a mad panic. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. And it's good to see everybody. I hope to hear from some people that want to join up with me. Okay. Bye.
So with that, before we switch back over to our musicians for today, I want to make my obligatory plug that Oasis is a 501c3. We rely completely on donations from folks like you. We rely on volunteer hours from folks like you. So if you would like to donate either monthly or just a single time, you can go to kcoasis.org. I had to think about it for a second. And you can either sign up for monthly or you can donate one time. Anything and everything is good and is helpful. And if you would like to volunteer, because we are hopefully making the transition back into in-person sooner or later here, please hit up one of our leadership team and ask whatever you're interested in, let us know. And one last thing, we've got a couple of events coming up. So we are, again, for the third year in a row, we are sponsoring the SAS Walk, which is for suicide loss survivors. And I believe that is going to be on September 12th. So if you are wanting to come walk with us, check out their page. We are sponsors for the third year in a row. It is a group that I know is important to some folks in our community. So check them out. You'll hear more about that later. And then I believe next Friday, not this Friday, the Friday after, Friday the 13th, is Oasis Movie Night at the Drive-In. So check out our private page for that information. And remember, we will be following strict COVID protocols, which you can also check out. I believe that link is on the event page as well. So without further ado, I will turn it back over to our musicians for today. And thank you for everybody joining in today. And thank you to our speakers and our musicians.
Oh, hold on. Here we go.
Thank you for the introduction, Nikki. Thanks for hosting us here today, and thanks to everyone for having us in. As you can imagine, as musicians and performers, venues are not largely available, and it's great to have an excuse like this to bring music to people. So I hope it's helpful and entertaining to you all as well. Over to Erin.
Okay, so this is our last song. This is also from my album We Can Hear Each Other, which came out this past May. And if you happen to listen to Bob McWilliams' show Trail Mix on
A local Kansas City celebrity?
A local Kansas City celebrity on Kansas Public Radio, he's been playing the song for the past few weeks. So I'm excited to share it with you now.
That makes you like a step celebrity.
Something like that. Here we go. You're starting, remember?
Yeah. You're counting, remember?
I'm singing, remember? Mm-hmm. Oh, right, I'm counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count. One summer evening, I went out walking. The breeze was breezy, the moon was bright. Then out of nowhere, between the treesies, a fairy pinprick, a flash of light. Despite my wishing for that light to stay, those fireflies just faded away. I learned you can't stare at fireflies, you'll miss their spark. One time their sideways glance works better in the dark. You know you gotta grab at happiness, but still I think you'll find that life's best moments sometimes sneak up from behind. December morning, a winter window, the snow reflecting a sky so blue, the silver crystals between my mullions, a frozen gamble, a millionaire's view. And though I'd like to keep this heart till June, I know it will be gone by noon. I've learned you can't ask the sun to never melt the frost. Sometimes the beauty is in the moment lost. You know you gotta grab at happiness, but still I think you'll find that life's best moments sometimes sneak up from behind. The color of the autumn leaves will fade. You'll lose world from that cup of coffee you made. Linen will crinkle, your face will wrinkle. Remember, life is sweet, 'cause it's gone in a heartbeat. I am a mother, my kids are awesome. They think I'm cheesy, that's alright. Being a mother is not so easy. The awkward silence, the pop-up fight, but then there's moments of unbridled grace. Adulthood in your baby's face. I've learned you can't force your kids to say they love you so. Sometimes a speedy hug's enough to know you gotta grab at happiness. But still I think you'll find that life's best moments sometimes sneak up from behind, just like my husband.
What?
Life's best moments sometimes sneak up from behind.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much. That was a great way to play us out. If you can drop your website and everything in the chat again, just in case, since we had some talking. And thank you so much. Hopefully one day when we can be in person, we can get you guys to come back out here and play for us again. Well, with that concludes another Sunday gathering here at Kansas City Oasis. Thank you again, as always, for folks for showing up. And if this is your first time, come back and see us next week. So that's what we've got for you today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And see you folks next week.